It's the 11th of January 2019. I'm David Griffin. I'm here at Quarndon Cricket Club and I'm talking to
Lee Gregory,
Stuart Underwood,
Dave Hibberd.
Gentlemen, thanks ever so much for joining us, part of our oral history project. I want to talk about a time in Quarndon's history when there was a Border League win at a time when Border League cricket was particularly strong. But before I do that, if we can just touch upon your cricketing background. So Lee, where did your cricket life start, so to speak?
It started here. I was a junior cricketer here from about 76, 77, and played here for 30 odd years. Didn't move anywhere else, stayed with the club.
What attracted you to Quarndon? Was someone else playing here?
A lot of my mates played up here.
Right.
One who's in the room now, another one who's no longer with us. So, but we were all mates together, so that's what attracted me up to the club.
Stuart, how did you end up at Quarndon?
by courtesy of a lady on a bus.
All right, we won't go into that. And Dave,
well,
and when was it? Just out of interest.
1980 was my first season.
Right.
Malk Chapman used to come into the bank where I worked in Derby, and he kept saying, "Why don't you come play at Quarndon?" Because I was playing at Pirelli in Burton for a couple of years before that, and we'd won the Burton League and Breweries Cup in '79, and I thought, well, it's perhaps the right time. I was living in Derby as well, and I thought, what's the right time to move? And I thought, this is great. Won the league first year. Got relegated the year after.
But the Quarndon had some bit of success, 75, 79, winning the Jackson Cup. So obviously it was used to a bit of silverware. But what had your Border League fortunes been like in the late 70s? Was there a natural build-up to winning the league, or did it come out of the blue?
What, the league?
Winning the league in 80, yes.
I wouldn't say it came out of the blue, because I think we'd built up a reasonably strong side.
Yeah.
So we were quite successful in the late 70s without actually winning, without being in the top three. The top three used to be Spondon, A and B, Darlydale.
Yeah. Usual suspects.
Yeah, that's right. But we had success against the teams. And I was going to tell you about a wonderful. I got landed with captaining for Hursty was on holiday. He never used to take a holiday, Hursty didn't. Eric Hurst. And I had to captain a Quarndon side going to Langley Mill, and Langley Mill were the strongest side. The Marsh brothers, they had Haynes, they just had a very, very strong side. And I remember winning the toss. I had no choice, I had to put them in, and they got 205 or whatever, and that was a big score in the 70s. Not today, but that was a huge score. And I remember at Langley Mill, I don't know if you know the ground, there was the pavilion at one side and they used to have a tea hut at the other side. And I remember walking across I don't know, I must have been with Malk, walking across the ground to the tea hut, and all I could hear was Barry Marsh, who was the captain, talking to, I don't know who it was, but talking, he said, they won't get, not a cat in hell shall get in these runs, right? You haven't. Anyway, we had a bloke in our side called Roger Tothill, who was a bloody good cricketer, good batter, New Zealander, and he got 100. He played absolutely brilliantly. He was 100 not out, we knocked them off, they couldn't believe it. It was just lovely. It was lovely for me, because I'd stepped into Hursty, and we didn't have a strong side, but he knocked them off. Do you remember that, chappers?
I do.
It was good knock, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, great knock.
So go back to 1980. At what point were you sort of in the frame for the title? Was it something that, as the season went on, you were always front runners, or?
Well, I think we went through the season, didn't lose a match.
Really? I don't suppose that's happened very often, has it, in the higher echelons of local league cricket around here?
You've got to remember the 80 side, everybody in that side could bat. Probably everybody could just about bowl, couldn't they? I mean, the people who were going in at 9 and 10 were really good players.
And had you got any Hague or overseas players at that time? Was there anyone playing there?
No, but we were fortunate. We had Jim Graham Brown played.
Oh right, yeah.
But he wasn't paid.
Right.
He didn't like being paid. He played at Chesterfield. He couldn't hack it. Couldn't score any runs. Couldn't take any wickets. Didn't like it. Sat in the corner, miserable as hell. So I had the chance of signing him. So we signed him. and he was
good. It was good value.
Wonderful value. Yeah, very nice bloke. Very comical, and a bloody good cricketer.
But you, Lee, you were a very young man.
Well, I was a young lad, yeah.
So what was it like playing in this side with all these battle-hardened chaps who'd been playing cricket forever?
It was quite amusing, actually. There were some quite interesting characters, shall we say. Yeah, and as a young lad, so I'd be, 19. I was a bit of a bits and pieces sort of person. I could field a bit and run around a bit and all that sort of thing. So it was the first time I'd played, I think, in any form of league cricket was the year before.
Right.
So yeah, it was an entertaining experience, and it was a good learning experience, obviously, because there were some damn good cricketers in that side. So a good start to your cricket career.
And what kind of players we've heard that James Graham Brown was here, but were you coming up against players of a similar ilk?
Oh yeah, there were some decent players, weren't there?
On the other side?
Yeah, on the other side.
Yeah. Fred Swarbrook played for Langley Mill.
Yeah.
Chris Armishaw.
Yeah.
Little over.
Yeah.
Who else was there? There was quite.
Was it that year he got 10?
Mick Glenn.
Was it that year he got 10 for, or was that the year?
Yeah,
that's right. He got against us.
No, was it
against us? Yeah.
Was it that year?
I think I was last out.
Did you?
I think I was last out.
No, was it that year? Was it the year after?
Well, it might have been the year after, mightn't it? But
he kept coming off for rain, and he kept getting the second wind or third wind or whatever, and they finished up getting all 10 wickets.
Yeah, he did.
I think that was the year. I think it was the year.
West Hallam were a strong side. They had overseas.
Yes, of course. Well, they won the Border League. I think the year before you won it, did they? Yeah. Morris
they were a hard side.
Hollydale were always strong.
Yeah. So you got the title, and then did you say you got relegated the following year?
Yeah.
What went wrong then?
I don't know.
Or don't you want to remember?
I think several players that won the league decided, we'll move on now. So
really?
I think we lost about, was it 6?
Yeah.
6 or 7
of
and we only used probably 13 or 14 players. The year
just one of those things.
Yeah.
But you presumably at this point, Lee, you become a regular.
Well, no, not really, because I was training to be a nurse at the time, so I only used to play it. Probably I used to get every other weekend off, so I'd be in and out of the side, and it was the same with the village and all the rest of it. I'd be in 1 week, out the next, so I used to be bitting and bobbing for, all the way through the early 80s, really. Because I was training in nursing at the time.
And the 83, we talked in a previous interview, I know with Stuart and also with Chappers, about the game at Lords, but I presume you played it, Dave?
Yeah.
Did you play at Lords?
No, it was through nursing that I'd played in the village a lot the year before, and I played a lot the year after. The one I didn't play in was that year when we won it, so that might say something about.
So when you start, there's certain conditions, aren't there, about the village? Is it to do with population?
Yeah.
Under 10, was it? How many was it?
Well, you got to be surrounded on all sides by open countryside.
Yeah.
That was one.
Yeah, Kington was.
And I think
there's a limit on population. I think
the population.
Was
it 2000?
Something like 2000.
Yeah, something like 2000.
No professionals.
No professionals.
Right. So you'd entered it previously, presumably.
Well,
we
in the 70s, when it was called the Hague.
Yeah.
It was called the Hague, and we won the 76. Was it? Yeah, we won 76. We won the count. That's the best achievement we've ever done in the village. We won the county final. We beat Lunnington Park.
So that was the format, was it?
The way it worked, they're usually about 5. The county final was the 5th round as a rule, and then you go into the national rounds. And you played a couple of rounds, then the quarter-final, semi, and the final.
Yeah.
So you were then up against the sort of adjacent counties to start with. Yorkshire, I think, wasn't it? And I'm trying to think who else.
Did you do much travelling then, apart from the final? Did you have to go anywhere?
We travelled down to. We got to a quarter final. Was it a quarter final? Fordham.
Where's Fordham? End of the 70s.
Cambridge.
Right.
We bowled them out for 88. And one of our supporters came into the dressing room at half time and put cigars in our pockets because he thought the game was already won, and we got bowled out for 80.
Oh dear.
I heard all about it.
Yeah, I know.
You weren't playing that?
No, I know it's before my time. But
so we did hear in a previous interview about your experience at Lords, but what was it like for you, Dave?
It was man of the match.
It was.
Are you a man of the match? Were you?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it was about. It's only the second 50 I got all season.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah.
Had you been to Lords before?
No.
So
No.
your very first.
No, it was one of the few test grounds I've not been to.
Yeah.
No, it was quite.
What was it like when
it-
you walked through the long room and out onto the?
Well, I think when Stuart got out with the score at 51, and John got out the score at 50. John Morris got out the score at 52, and I think I was down the stairs and out through the door, and he was only halfway back.
Really?
Yeah, so I was had to backpedal a bit till he got to the gate. But yeah, but obviously you're quite nervous to start with. But
Yeah.
I was batting with Ian Farmer, who all the previous rounds. I mean, Ian, if he got runs, quite a few runs over the 10 rounds, and I kept thinking, oh, he's going to take off here, and he's going to take the ball into pieces, but. Whether it was the occasion, he just got to a certain stage. We were both in the 30s, and I thought, he's taking a long time today. so I ended up, I had to sort of take over a bit, which is the only time I've ever had to do that when I've been batting with him.
You know, you batted on the most famous cricket ground in the world, and you batted on a pitch that the greatest players of all time have batted on. But does any of that come into your head, or are you just concentrating on really. It's just another game of cricket?
Well, it's more. I think it's a bit more than another game of cricket. Because they were a good side, true, and they'd won it 3 times. Yeah. This was the 4th final, and I think they were a little bit complacent because they thought, this is going to be.
But they didn't drink the night before the game, and
but they had one. They had one bowler who was their main. He was an off spinner, and if you saw the off spinner off, which we did, in fairness, and I actually, no disrespect, I did actually take him for quite a lot of runs, and he finished his 8 overs. He was the main bowler. You know what I mean? At the bottom end.
But the other opening bowler, he
was steady.
Counties for Cornwall.
But can I just say, in the village, if you forget the final. There was the first game we played. I don't know how the hell we got through. Was it Kurt Langley? Was it where was it, Hippie? But I tell you what, it was a bloody miracle we got through. Really? Seriously, the first game.
There were lots of close games.
The very close games.
I mean, people think, oh, crikey, the scores weren't very high.
No.
Sort of comparing it to today.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought 150. Ooh.
Well, it was a different game, wasn't it? John Player League, if you got 164 and over, that was usually a winning score.
The openers usually got about 40 off the first 20 overs, and then left us 20 overs to knock them off.
Lots of balls. I've never heard so much crap in my life.
And here, these 2 old stages.
But the other thing was, in these games, that bank was full. And the bottom bank was full. Yeah. The ground was.
They played a team from North Wales, Markwheel.
Who'd
won it. They'd won it, hadn't they?
Yeah. Ding a bell.
And they played. I think it was the McAlpine family, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Plays on the McAlpine ground.
In front of a country house.
Yes, I know Markwheel. They're very. Do you know the connection with Derbyshire with Markwheel? It's where Eddie Barlow went to coach when he came back to Britain.
Oh right, okay.
In 2000, that's where he became the coach at Markwheel. Yeah. Yeah, so I've been. So you're right. It is a very regal kind of place.
I think they were the ones that did. John Bell. Did you talk to John Bell? And he said, when you go down to Lords, make sure you enjoy the occasion.
Yeah, he did, and he also said, make sure you get the England dressing room as well.
So we did both.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you ask for that?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
And obviously all the drinks were free, so you didn't want to pass.
Because Whitbread was sponsoring it.
Yes.
And who awarded man of the match? Was there an
Jim Parks?
Oh right.
Jim Parks.
So you got
well, Jim Parks presented it. Whether there were 2 or 3 who decided.
And have you still got it?
Oh,
still got the award?
Oh yeah.
And the trophy's sitting behind you on the wall.
My wife still complains. She said, all the trophies in the china cabinet. I said, we can't get rid of those.
And when did your cricketing playing career come to an end then, Dave? How long did you...
Well, I don't
still going.
It's all right.
It's all right for them. Team captain here. I did get dragged out twice last year.
Did you really? Really?
Yeah.
But when did you kind of
make up the 10?
When did you say you were going to finish? When did you?
I have not.
You still put the whites on and get out there?
Well, I put the whites out and get out there, and he tries to hide me, Chris Storm.
Stuart, when did your
a few
career
years
come to
ago.
an end?
A few years.
And Lee, you're still playing?
I stopped playing competitive cricket about the age of 40, but I came back for 3 or 4 years because I played with my lad for a little while,
Right.
and he was a junior sort of a bit, and so I finally finished. I think I was 49.
You turned out last year. You turned
I
out
turned out in a charity game last year, but I've not played cricket really for 8-9 years now.
And what are you doing at the club? Do you do anything else, David, apart from the...
Well, I've been on the committee for several years, up till this year. I've stood down this year, but I've still helped Martin get the booze for the bar now, so...
Very good.
That's not
I tell you what, I'd like to just say one final thing on the village. I actually think, and I've had this conversation with bless his soul, John Morris is no longer here. I think it was written down somewhere that we would win that one day.
Yeah.
You know, we'd tried very hard over the years, and it's just our year. I think it was going to be us.
What other Derbyshire sides have won it?
Elveston have won
Dunstall
a couple of times, I think.
Elveston
twice, yeah. I think
Dunstall
Dunstall
got to the
twice.
final.
Yeah.
Elveston got to the final twice.
Yeah, I think they've won it. I'm sure they've won it. Yeah, they've definitely won it.
Did you ever get close again? Was there a time?
Semi-final.
Following year
we got
Yeah,
into
so
the
I'm sure it's semi-final. Was it Toft?
Second national.
We lost in Yorkshire, didn't we?
No, we lost to Addingham.
Addingham.
I was on holiday. I phoned your wife.
Toft was one.
That
I played in
It
that
must have
one.
been quite logistically difficult to fit the games in, because you got your league games and all the other stuff.
Well, I was fixture secretary that year, and I know when we got to the final, and I phoned the league up and asked if we could change it, and it took a long time before they agreed.
Really?
Oh yeah. Because we wanted to go down on the Saturday. The final was actually played on the Sunday.
Yes.
But we were invited down on the Saturday because they had the club final on the Saturday. We went to watch that.
Yeah.
And then we had the do on the Saturday evening.
We played a lot of Saturday, Sunday, didn't we? I mean, in those days we used to play a lot of Saturday and Sunday cricket. Some of us played, a huge number of games.
Yeah, we did.
You particularly.
Played all of them, didn't we?
Yeah, we used to play a lot of games. So it was no big change, was it?
No,
playing in the village. We'd be either playing the village or playing friendly or something.
Most clubs were quite. I mean, you said unfortunately you used to do the fixtures so that we weren't playing anybody on the particular day. We were due to we had to rearrange it if it rained.
Yes.
But there was a funny incident with we had an umpire from Burton, a chap called Tom Hall.
Tom Hall.
Rotund.
Yeah, with his Wellingtons.
He used to run the umpires courses in Burton, and he loved coming in. And there was one day when he came early on, and you take it up. And
Oh, you go on, Kerry, but you're doing well, Hippie.
I got here and Stuart said, he said, I've upset Tom, he's gone home. I said, well, why?
The umpire's gone home.
The umpire's gone home. And I said, well, why has he gone home? He said, well, he said it's not fit to play. The ground was more or less waterlogged. And a bit later he turned up and he fetched his Wellingtons. And he umpired in his Wellington.
Oh,
and he told this story for years, well, more or less till he died, about the time he umpired at Quarndon in his Wellingtons. Yeah, a bit of a character.
Well, thank you very much indeed, gentlemen. It's been another interesting tale of Quarndon. Much appreciate your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you.